What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the FemSlam B-Sides podcast, where we have in-depth analytical conversations about the world of wrestling and our favorite wrestlers. Join us as we passionately dive into the art of wrestling and have detailed discussions while setting aside our fan-based biases. I'm Tony,
And I'm Theo.
and we thank you for joining us. You gonna go first, or am I gonna go?
I thought you was about to still go. So anyway,
What?
well, WrestleMania has come and gone. There's a more important event that happened for the B-sides here, and that is NXT Stand and Deliver. And my God, did they deliver?
And but first, we
Mm-hmm.
have you're gonna see a familiar face. I'm hoping I'm pointing in the right direction. And you're gonna see another familiar face, and that is we have Clarissa, who's back again. Wasted no time. But this time we have Meggs with us to talk about NXT Stand and Deliver this week. And the reason we have these two lovely ladies here is because the NXT portion of the Femline continues to grow. It continues to expand, and we had these two, more than these two. We're missing one person who was supposed to be here. Shout out Haley. She was gonna be
And
here.
she's resting up.
Yeah, she's resting up. She's not feeling well, but they all watched Stand and Deliver live with me and Vio, and were
Where's the good
very
thing? I planned this.
yeah, the I planned this thing, like so they enjoyed it very much. So Clarissa was very blown away. Meggs has been tapped into NXT for quite some time now, but this is still very new for Clarissa. She's tapped in here and there, but Stand and Deliver was, I think, the turning point for Clarissa. I think Clarissa will be tuning in on a weekly basis from
Because
now on.
here's the thing, I didn't see a single second of the bill for Stand and Deliver. Didn't watch any of it. But when it came on, I was like, you know what? Why not watch it? I think I live tweeted the entire show. Like, there was not a
You
second
did.
that I
You
wasn't
did.
tweeting, and I was just like, oh my God, this is chaotic. And it's probably one on the end of the better end of PLEs I've seen this year, because how every match you have on the PLE card a banger, like that's a WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
So
That's like probably, you're exactly right in that, like in saying that, because a few years down the line, that entire card of talent is probably going to be a WrestleMania card down
for
the future.
sure.
And
And
I
here
mean, they kept repeating at the Hall of Fame that WrestleMania this year is like more than half NXT people that came out of the NXT system.
I mean,
So
you really see how WWE has got this homegrown talent in a sense. Like, there's a mix of people who were on the indies, but there's also the people who have never been anywhere else but within the WWE vortex. And they're just bringing everybody up. Like, majority, I would honestly even say probably like 60% of the roster at this point was in NXT at some point. Like, everybody coming up is there, and they continue to make talent that blew me away. Because there's just one match I can't wait to talk about, but I'm gonna just sit here and sit on my hands quietly and just wait, and we'll see if y'all realize which one it is.
we'll get there. But
I'll be patient.
overall, before we get into, I have the list of matches in the order that they took place. But like overall, I'm gonna go ahead and make the bold statement, and y'all, each and every one of you, can let me know whether you agree or not. I think out of all three PLEs for the weekend, this was the best one. If we're talking like consistency, the stories, the payoffs, the wrestling itself, the
It was.
crowd,
It very much
this
was.
was better than both nights of Mania, in my opinion. Y'all could chime in on whether or not you agree, what your thoughts on that statement are, but for me, Super proud of the NXT roster and what they were able to achieve this weekend.
I'm gonna agree because while night one and night two had its better moments, right? NXT is the only show that from start to finish was consistently good, had consistently great wrestling, had consistently oh my god moments. Like this was the only show that from start to finish I could say there wasn't a moment where I was like, I don't really care right now. No. The other ones, like night one kind of started off after well, in the whole, like night one kind of started off a little slower and then it got better at the end. Night two came in hard at the beginning, slowed down all the way at the end. So, dang.
She gonna come back. She gonna
She'll
come
be
back
back. She'll be back.
on some Aisha. Like,
Basically.
yeah.
But
From
yeah,
the ashes I rise.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I just feel like this was the only show out of the entire weekend that had consistently good matches and good showing of the talent. The rest of them, it was give or take on if the show or if the match was going to completely give or not. Because there are still some of those matches that I'm like, dang, I wish I would have got just a little bit more, and then I could have ranked this a little higher. Stand and Deliver, they couldn't give me nothing else to make that show better. There is nothing they could change to give me a better show than exactly what they did.
So, VO, how did you feel about the show overall before we get into any specifics of what happened?
Okay. Overall, completely agree with your statement that it was better than the other two PLEs we got over the weekend. Like Clarissa was saying, every match just banger after banger after bang, like consistently. There is not a single match on that card that disappointed. Okay, maybe it wasn't the result some people were hoping for, but it like just as the match, like as a whole, the match itself, chef's kiss. Could not ask for anything better. Honestly, wish I could wipe Stand and Deliver from my memory so I could experience watching it again for the first time because it's just, mind you, I was at work when Stand and Deliver happened, so I had to rewatch it. But oh my god, even rewatching it, even though I knew what was happening, like the results going into it, nothing could have prepared me for the actual matches. Nothing could have prepared me for the absolute bangers I was going to witness. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Wish I could watch it for the first time all over again.
Well, we started off with the pre-show for Stand and Deliver. Now, 99.99999% of the time, them WWE pre-shows are nonsense. We haven't had a match on a pre-show in a long time for WWE. I think the last time I remember them having a pre-show match was Elimination Chamber in Australia, and it was Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae versus the Kabuki Warriors when they still had the women's
That's a
tag titles.
long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
But this Stand and Deliver had a pre-show, and we had a pre-show match. A match that very well could have made the main card because the talent in this match, right off the bat, the name I'm gonna say, Roxanne Perez. How the hell was Roxanne Perez of all and she's not even the only one, but like she's the one that is the most mind-boggling considering she was your NXT Women's Champion for like pretty much the whole year last year, almost.
Pretty
Like she,
much.
yeah, and she carried the women's division. She had some of the best matches, storyline segments across NXT and even on Raw because she started to show up, uh, and mix it up with some of the women's division that is already up on the main roster. And she loses the title. She's not booked for either night of WrestleMania or Stand and Deliver until the NXT, like the last episode of NXT before Mania weekend. Like going into this week, like this past weekend, everybody was like, "How the hell does Roxanne Perez not have a match yet?"
Mind
She
you, she was
ended up
also
getting
feuding
one.
with Bailey for a little bit, and then
Yeah,
they
and then
decided to cut that.
they dropped it, and then Bailey wasn't even on the a mess. But anyway, the match that was on the pre-show was a women's tag team title number one contenders match that had Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus Fallon Henley and what's her name?
I
Jason
know
James.
you ain't asking me.
What's her name?
Is it not
JC Jane?
Oh my god.
JC Jane.
That's it, JC.
Lord.
Now, Tony.
See, every time it's like they just announce them as Fatal Influence, so half the time I forget. And then there's a third one of them, but
Yeah, I don't remember the other one. I don't
I
know,
do.
Fallon and JC.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Jasmine
Jazz,
Meggs.
Jasmine Nix said
Yeah,
Fatal Influence. If you happen to see this, we're so sorry.
I'll take the L on that one. Listen, it's a lot of it's a lot of names to remember. Okay,
It is.
but yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
J.C. Jane and Fallon Henley versus Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh, Lash
Chemical
Legend,
X.
Jakara Jackson, as I said, and Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez teamed up again. In a
I just want to point out that this is what was happening to Janae.
I, dang.
It's been Janae and Meggs. I don't know what's going on their end.
We're just gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, pretty
yep.
much.
Keep it
But yeah,
moving.
that was a women's tag team championship number one contenders match, and a great way to start off the show. Like I said, that match could have very well made the main card. Your win that match was Chemical X, so the team of Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan.
Tag team match. I really like they really are using a lot of the growth in that division, even on TNA, because Lash and Jakara and Fatal Influence and Tatum and Gigi, they're all doing something on TNA right now. So seeing them like pull double duty in a sense in those different spots on the show, and then obviously this upcoming weekend, it's really cool to see because like obviously now like okay, even though Gigi and Tatum are the number one contenders, they are also in the women's tag team match with Lash and Cara for those TNA Knockout Championships for the tag team division. So I love that they're actually trying to build something out of the tag division, and those are the perfect teams to like help usher that new era of the NXT tag division when they want to get to that in. So I was really enthused watching that match and just seeing like, hey, how we're shaping out the division moving forward. Because even though it's not a lot of teams that are tagged in NXT right now, just using those as like the basis, I'm excited to see what's to come with those groups.
So
Really quick before we move on, I have two questions
yeah,
regarding this tag match. Two
okay.
questions, okay? One y'all probably won't be able to answer, but in the other one, I don't know if y'all gonna be able to answer either, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. The first one, the main one, why the hell was Shotzi ringside if she wasn't gonna do anything to help them folks win? Like, you're literally standing there watching Jasmine get involved to try to help Fatal Influence win, and you don't do nothing. You ain't swinging. You like, is this a new thing? Like, because yeah, like I said, I did not watch. So like, is she just new to the group?
No.
Okay, so she's been there, and she just was watching her friends get 3-on-2, and she did absolutely nothing, even though she was an equalizer. Because I'm sitting there watching Jasmine get involved, and I'm like, okay, so Shotzi finna come over and at least like yank her out the ring or something, right? No.
I think she was just happy to
Does
be
anyone
there,
have
to be
any?
honest, a little bit.
Okay, maybe she was still tired from Hall of Fame.
We've been asking, honestly, every few weeks, like, where's Shotzi? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, the last few weeks, I feel like you don't see her with them, or like, if there's a match involving Chemical X, it's Gigi and Tatum, and like
Mm-hmm.
Shotzi's not.
Hmm.
But Shotzi's been with them, and especially since she's come back from injury, like almost, has it been a year?
She
6 months?
wrestled, I think,
Mm-hmm.
once or twice when she was going for the North American Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and ever since then we have not seen her physically get in the ring.
I'm
Hmm.
so sorry, Clarissa, but I don't have an answer to your
Okay.
first question. Hopefully, I can
Ask
answer your second.
I mean,
Sean.
I
Don't
don't think
ask
you'll
us.
have an
Ask
answer for my
Sean.
second either. That one really just confused me, and I guess this second one is really just like theory based thing. Roxanne left Cora
Yep.
mid
Yeah.
match, even though from what I hear from the bill, Cora was doing Roxanne a favor by stepping in as her partner last minute.
Okay.
Kind of,
I
sort
can.
of.
I can. That's the question.
Yeah, that's the question. Like
Okay.
what?
I
Like
can
what?
answer.
What
I
was
can
going
answer that.
on there? Okay.
I
Oh,
can answer
perfect. Okay.
that. Okay.
Cool.
So those two have been like best friends and then enemies like
Okay. Yep.
20,000 times. Like
Okay.
it's they're besties and then they hate each
They
other.
are very on again, off
And
again.
they hate each other.
Okay. So
So
they're Hunter and Sean.
yeah, they were on good terms for a while since like I think when Cora Jade came back for the CW debut, I believe, and she helped Roxanne uh defeat Julia and retain her title at the beginning of the CW debut in Chicago. Since then, up until I think it's been like maybe a month and a half ago at this point, 2 months max, they went their separate ways. Um, Pretty much during the start of like the Bailey Roxanne thing. Um, and then when they were running the story of like Roxanne doesn't have a Mania match yet, or a match like that week or that weekend as a whole, she did a segment in the back where she was talking to Ava and she was like, I need a spot on Stand and Deliver. How has your former NXT Women's Champion, like who carried this division, not have a Stand and Deliver match this year? And so she said, okay, like what about the number one contenders match for the tag team titles? Like let's go for that, but you need to find a partner. And she absolutely like could not find one for the life of her. And so Cora stepped in and was like, hey, I can help you. But then I guess Cora was getting her ass beat, and Roxanne was like, so I'm assuming like what they're gonna do, especially because Roxanne keeps showing up on the main roster shows, both of
Mm-hmm.
them. Her parting feud with NXT before she officially gets called up is gonna be with Cora.
Okay.
I'm assuming, which would be very fitting because of the relationship that those two have. So maybe this is something that they've requested they wanted to do before Roxanne leaves NXT.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably what that's setting up. That's where they're going with that.
Okay. I find it hilarious because I expected y'all to have an answer for the other question and not this one.
No.
So all right. That is the end actually of Clarissa's Q&A portion of the night. I don't really think I don't think I should have too many questions. So okay, yep, that's it.
It's
Thank
okay.
you.
You can ask as many as you want. Because other people probably have the same questions who probably don't tune into
You know what?
NXT as much.
That's actually a good point. That's a really good point. Okay. If I
The,
have a question, I'll
You're like
ask.
CM Punk. You're the voice of the voiceless.
You know,
I was more thinking like the more you know with like
The
Randall.
more you know.
I wish we could add. I could just like add
We
that
could
in right
no
now
for
and just
like
do
either the Instagram or the TikTok clip that goes up to promote this episode. Somebody got to edit that in.
I
the
got
more
you.
At least
you
I
the
got
know.
you. don't even worry about it. I
Please.
got you.
Vio said, I got it. I'm on it.
Lord. But
Mm-hmm.
to start off the official PLE, we had Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page for the men's North American Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma just let Vio go first.
Yeah, let Vio get his thing off. Go ahead, Sunshine.
I love winning, even though listen,
Put your hand down. You
Ethan,
got picked already.
no, listen. Ethan is my guy, okay? Clarissa said it. She's like, this match is just matches man versus Vio's man.
Which was disrespectful because,
Whoa.
like, am I like
Tony's
am I
also a
chopped
Ricky
liver?
fan.
Like,
I'm sorry. Okay, so here's the thing, Tony. Here's the thing. When I think of you, there's one
yeah,
guy I think of.
yeah. All right,
And
fair.
like Vio's like main guy isn't in WWE.
No,
So
no,
I
he not.
think of Ethan. Like everybody has a person like in my head. And so when I
John got
saw
replaced quick.
when I saw Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, I literally could only think of Mass and Vio. And then Vio distracted me because we went back and forth. Like, because Vio said, "Do I really talk about Ethan that much? Like, is this an actual question? You really
Yes,
ask?"
because I feel like I talk about Mox more than I talk about anybody.
I mean, but again, he's not in his company.
The thing
That's
is,
true.
Meg's too, because when Ricky debuted,
Mm-hmm.
immediately like Haley
No,
came
immediately
to us in the
no.
Discord and was like, "Oh, he's fine," and me and Megs were like, "No,
No,
Not y'all. Oh, I did
Yeah.
see that. Y'all told Haley
no,
to back up.
we did the
not
same
that
thing
one,
with Javi.
not that one.
We did the same thing with Javi.
Get back!"
She thought
Like,
that was. She sent us a picture of Javi and said, "Is that Damian Priest?" Girl, girl.
Haley, I love you. I
Haley,
love
we
you so
love you,
much,
but
Haley.
girl,
But like,
she gonna catch another.
those
I
girl,
blocked Haley for the first time yesterday,
have you
y'all.
unblocked
they
Haley?
did.
I had to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
saw
just have to
that.
make sure you
Because they
unblock.
quote tweeted Haley's post about deleting tops and said "Diva down."
Oh, I did see that. You're right. Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Back
back to
on it.
stand and deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Ethan. Listen, we all know that Ethan is our guy. However, I knew he was not winning that. They are not gonna take the title off of someone who has like as much star power as Ricky. They're not gonna take the belt off of him. Yes, they did give the belt to Shawn Spears and then immediately take it off of him to give it to Ricky. But let me hold y'all's hand when I say this. Shawn Spears never has, never will, and currently does not have the star power that Ricky Saints has. I'm so sorry.
Shots fired.
I'm so sorry. Shawn Spears does not have that kind of motion. Okay? Stan does not have that kind of motion. You know who do? Why are you making that face, Tony?
Like, cause like
Am I wrong?
we gotta make connections, to get places. And you be if you saying stuff like this, like,
Well, maybe Shawn needs to up his game. I don't know.
I mean,
You want to interview Shawn?
no, but I'm just
You want to
saying,
interview
like,
the cult leader?
I'm not saying that, but like, what if
Wait,
he's
no.
the only one who answers back to
What do
email?
you
Like,
mean no? What do you mean no?
cause it's like,
Shawn Spears, if you see this, we do love and appreciate you. It's just you need to.
cause it's like
The
you never
cult
know.
aesthetic is not giving what
What
it
if
should have
you
gave.
what if you email like the whole roster and everybody says no and he's the only one that says yes? You gotta
First
baby
of all,
steps.
Javon. Javon.
That's the live.
Javon would come on here if we asked him to.
I mean, I just feel like if y'all don't shoot y'all shot at some point during that live, I would be disappointed. Thank you.
I will.
I was planning to.
Exactly. Javon will say yes. Might have to get through some paperwork and whatnot, but Javon will say yes. Javon, if you're listening, I know you say yes. Don't make me look like a liar. But anyway,
Back to
yeah,
Ethan.
I knew. Back to Ethan. It goes so off the rails. It's about to be 5 hours long. Anyway,
Chaos.
I knew Ethan wasn't winning because there's no way. Just how over Ricky is with the crowd and how they've so easily taken to him. No one wanted to see Ricky lose it, especially love you, Ethan. especially not the Ethan, because the thing with Ethan when he had that tattoo, Ethan's always been an asshole, but like with the title, he was more of an asshole. But like, ain't nobody trying to see that. I love you, Ethan, but ain't nobody trying to see that. But yeah, it was a great match after all. First of all, Ricky, what was that dive? At 9 in the morning? At 9 in the morning?
He ain't the only
What
one.
was that? I know. Even you. What the hell? At 9 in the morning? What is wrong with both of you? Not. First of all, I imagine neither one of them got much sleep because Hall of Fame.
None
Like
of those. I gotta tell y'all right now. None of them
nobody
NXT
got sleep.
folks besides Sean were at that. And were at that Hall of Fame.
I was gonna say I think NXT had a curfew.
Oh,
Because
good.
their
Thank
call,
God.
I
their
mean,
call
9
time.
a.m.
The thing is, their call time to like be at the arena to get ready for the show was 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
they
they're still
they
tired
definitely.
anyhow.
Yeah, they had to, because the way they were acting was not sleep deprived. Them folks came out like this was 9 p.m.
Probably had some
WrestleMania night
energy drinks
one.
or something.
No,
Probably had some of that
WrestleMania night
C4.
two with the biggest stars in front of them, and this is gonna get them a title shot against John Cena. Like, this is the type of energy these folks came
Yeah.
with at this
But
PLE.
still, it's 9 in the morning.
It's
Why
9
are
in the
you
morning.
diving like this?
9 in
Shawn
the morning.
Michaels though, Shawn Michaels on the other hand, that man blinked and had the clock in the work.
Poor Sean. Poor people.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I hope Grandpa got some sleep afterwards at least. No, he didn't, because they brought him out for WrestleMania as well. Poor Sean, bro.
He don't know sleep.
Sean didn't get no damn sleep.
Mm-mm.
I I continue. I don't want to say like I continue to be impressed because I've always known that Ricky is that guy. Um, but I just every time I see him, I feel vindicated. Like everybody's watching him, and
Because now everybody knows what we've
yeah,
known.
and I'm like, I'm so glad he's showing out like this. I'm so glad that all of these people have just like taken to him, whether you knew him prior or not. It's just so great to see, and he's
Yeah,
been
the crowd
killing
has
it.
loved him almost immediately. Like, since he appeared the first time, we thought we didn't know what he was going to change his name to. They took to him
It's so funny to
instantly.
see.
Like, that's
It's
so
really
impressive to
funny.
me.
It's really funny
Mm-hmm.
too to see the
So
behind
Meggs,
the scenes
yeah,
when like the people are in the crowd
you go.
yell, doing that other chant with the other name. I just had to mention that because
Mm,
that is just so funny.
mm.
the
Yeah, I mean,
the
you could
Ricky
just
Strokes
you
chant
could say it.
that
You
just
could say
it
it.
is so funny
I
to
already
me.
was cousin.
Like they love him down there in the PC. I just have to mention that because that's
Very
how
bad.
over that crowd loves him. To that effect, where like
Real
they can
bad.
just switch up his name, um, just because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it inappropriate a little bit? I
Mind you,
mean,
we got
He
Booker on commentary.
he did.
insinuated.
He
He
did.
made listen.
Yeah,
He cut the promo.
yeah, that promo he did when he told AZ
He
that thing,
did
I was
it.
like,
It's his
oh
fault.
well,
He knew what he
you
was
know.
doing.
But on the match, it was really good. I mind you, when I initially first watched it, I was at work,
Oh.
so like I that was the first match that I saw like in bits and pieces as I
Mm-hmm.
was moving. But every moment I did see, I'm like, they really going out there and showing out. This is how you start a show, the main show, at 9 in the morning. It was I
At 9 in the morning. At 9 a.m. I'm going to keep bringing that up.
You have
It was
to
too
though.
early
You
for
have
this.
to. You
It
have
was
to.
too early for y'all to be showing out like this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Clarissa, your thoughts?
I have no notes. I have not
Oh,
a single note because, again, as Vo said, how the hell y'all doing this at 9 a.m.? Like, bruh, it's noon here and it's still too early for me. Like, why y'all just come out the gate beating each other ass like this, dog? Like, this a blood feud or something? Y'all hate each other that bad? Um,
well,
well, it
well,
it was just more of a, like you said, like Meg said, this is how you come out with a show. This is how you start a show, especially when you know the crowd has got minimal to no sleep. because it's Mania weekend. We didn't sleep. Whether you were there or at home, you barely slept. So it, impressive, impressive. Y'all know, again, I have not seen many matches from either of them, so I can still say that I am impressed because I don't know ball when it comes to them. When it comes to them, I'm still, learning who they are, what they do, what they're
When
You
about.
don't know
when,
ball
when
yet.
you get that entire Ricky Starks CM Punk feud dropped in your DMs,
Tony, I'm telling y'all, Tony is really on some. I planned this. Tony and Vio are really like, I planned this. I planned it. Oh, I've been waiting on this moment.
But
like,
the way
oh
I'm gonna
my
send
gosh,
you
like the rock
is gonna be
slander all
fire.
over the timeline this past week. I
Tony
did it.
was retweeting every
I
bit of
saw.
Dwayne
I
Slander
did
that
I
he
saw.
saw.
This was for me.
Every bit.
This was that was my WrestleMania main event. Like, oh my god.
Can I just really mention real quick, Tony, that it's really cool to see
Oh, but
Ethan off like a lot of
anyway,
because a lot of the NXT people are like
oh
doing
my
a
god,
lot of double duty with
yeah.
TNA. So like seeing him, he did he popped up on TNA on Thursday for the regular show. He did stand deliver on Saturday, and then this weekend he's also in a 3-way match
Hmm.
for Joe Hendry's championship. It's really about to be him and Joe Hendry and Frankie Kazarian. That Ethan's been a consummate professional, and him being an asshole, not even on NXT, but being an asshole in TNA, is hilarious.
It worked.
And if I said I wanted him to win, if I said I wanted him to win,
Message.
because at some point, right, with this partnership that they have, somebody from the other brand got to win the other brand's title at least once to make it seem like,
The
there's a
partnership's really
reason
there.
to tune in to like anticipate, because if they keep on doing the thing where someone from the other brand challenges people at a different brand for that title, like, we're gonna go into those matches every time thinking like, okay, this is gonna be a good match, but the title's not gonna change it. Like, you need to really. I want to be shocked. I want to be gagged. Like, at some point, we gotta have a title change
I
across
wouldn't be mad at it.
brands. So if I said I wanted him to win,
I mean,
I
I won't
win. I
complain.
plan this. Not playing this.
I'm with it.
but speaking of the back and forth with TNA and NXT, the tag team championships. Now, we got to talk about it. We got to.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
I'm so sorry, Vio, because this was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Oh, it was great.
Fraxium versus Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank defeated Fraxium for the tag team championship. First off, before we get into this, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Nathan Frazier and Axiom for a phenomenal tag team championship run. They killed it. Tag team of the year last year in my book.
They got to go up against the Hardys,
Yeah,
man.
the Hardys. Like, you had the Hardys the Hardys, who are the TNA tag champs, come down to NXT to face you. Like, that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
And
killed
then
it.
at
We
the
we need to go to
Garden,
them.
I they did phenomenal work. Even individually, with recently them having Axiom come up to have a match on SmackDown with Gunther, Nathan Frazier being the person they selected for Ray Phoenix's debut. Those two are doing great work, and I we can assume that them losing the titles means that sooner rather than later they will be getting called up to the main roster. Very excited for them. They have a very bright future ahead of them. But yeah, shout out to them. Excellent, excellent reign. This will probably go down as like one of the best, if not the best, NXT Tag Team Championship reign like in history. So yeah, but In terms of the actual match, Clarissa.
Bruh, it was so much going on. How am I supposed to keep up when they move that fast? Like,
That's
what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, so just to like take y'all through my thought process of the match a little bit, because again, coming into this with zero build, all I know is I don't even really know Hank and Tank. That's their names, right? Yeah, I don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them before. I don't know them. I don't know them. I know Fraxium. So I went in this expecting them to win. I'm not gonna even hold you. I was like, hell yeah, they winning. What you mean? Like, it's not a question. And then the match started. And I was on the edge of my seat the entire time because it kept shifting back and forth. Fraxium's on top, Hank and Tank on top. When that man did that dive and landed on the announce table, I was like, it's over. This match is over. They're about to win. What do you mean he got up?
Moving.
That man didn't move. He was laid out. I mean, did not move even a fraction of an inch. He was laid out. I was like, oh, it's over. They're finna win this. What do you mean he got up? What do you mean? How did you get up? How did you get up? Like, the whole time I was just over here shook as fuck because this was such an amazing match. And this is what I want when I say I want better for the tag division. This is what I want to see. I want to see things like this where I'm going in and whether I know a team or not, I don't know what I'm going to get from this match. And I get one of the absolute best showcasings of a tag team that weekend. Put them folks on the main roster, dog. Bring them up right now. Bring them up right now because I was so mind blown, and especially like the show of sportsmanship at the end just made me feel good. Like, oh, y'all just so cute, shaking hands and hugging, because like y'all really beat Fraxium. You beat them at 10 a.m. in the morning. So, you know, we gonna have to keep bringing this up because it was too damn early for y'all to be putting on a 5-star match like that. I don't know what that match ended up being rated. 5-star, one of my favorite matches of the show. And you will hear me say that a lot, but one of my favorite matches of the show, I loved it. I don't care. I loved it. Them folks killed each other, and I want to see it again.
It was Easter weekend.
Because we had a dead body mid-match, and then the dead body rose from the grave. How did that happen? You know what, Meggs? Hell yeah, Meggs. No, we had our own resurrection.
We had several this weekend.
Well,
we had several.
Yeah. In short, really loved that match. Was shook as hell when Fraxium lost.
We still laughing at Meggs going, it was Easter weekend.
Oh my god. It's the way the minute Meg said
that was
that,
me too.
my brain
Right
cut
when I
to
said
like
that, I'm like,
Seth
hey,
and them
had
thorns.
someone falling and breathing. Then immediately right after, it's my head sees Seth in all white just rolling. That's all I see.
Because like I know we're not talking about like actual Mania yet. That's for when we record later this week. But like the way when he came out and the entire timeline was like, is that fucking Jesus?
It was very what's that clip? It's hot as hell.
Oh my god! I immediately I was like, Seth Rollins just said Happy Easter, y'all.
I was fully ready for that man to start floating.
Like, yeah, the Shawn Michaels thing.
Yes, the zip line.
Yeah.
Actually, the zip line or just the platform. Seth
yeah.
You look like SpongeBob.
There'll just be a cable attached to it, and all of a sudden you just see.
Oh my god.
All right, Meggs, you're done. You're done for tonight. What's up with you, dog?
Not even, bro.
Hey, but you know what?
No,
Put
but
Steph in the Goofy Goober outfit while we at it.
no,
I
like
beg.
not even just the SpongeBob. Y'all remember when AEW tried to lower Darby Allin, bro? And it was like
I'm sorry.
it got stuck. But anyway, y'all, it's okay. It's okay.
We off
Oh,
track.
but
We off
anyway,
track.
Mania aside, Vio, talk about Fraxium. Do something, please.
First of all, shout out to Tania and Mads because they make sure to check and double check that Fraxium is in fact still fine after losing the tag title. So shout out to Nia and Mads. Thank you for that. But yeah, it was. Oh, I agree, Clevis. There was just a lot going on. Like I've been watching Fraxium for a while, and sometimes I'm still shocked that they can just like. It's like watching a tennis match. Just like, oh my god, stand still. But of course, if you stand still, you're gonna get knocked on your ass. So it's like maybe don't do that. But like, slow down, slow down. But yeah, it was. Mind you, I was on the way to work when that tag match was happening, so you could see it. You could probably go on my Twitter page and just look at the different tweets. I'm like, what's happening? What happened to Nathan? Are my boys okay? Tell me they're okay. Like, because I couldn't watch it, so I was just trying to figure out what was going on based on like live tweets and whatever the NXT page was posting. And then I forget one of my mutuals who I have notifications on was just like just typed okay with a period, and I was like, what do you mean okay? What do you mean okay? And then I got the live tweet notification from the fan page saying that Hank and Tank won, and I was like, I was very like pretends to be shocked because I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanted that to happen. I did. I did want Hank and
So
Tank to win
so
it
so
because
wait, this was a I planned this moment?
a little bit.
In case
Oh.
y'all didn't know, me and Vio got the pin.
I told hey, mind you, I've been making the claim that I'm in Sean's head. Okay. I'm beyond the pen. I'm in that man's head. I know what's going on
Not you
before
got a little comfy fireplace sitting in front
I
of the fire
do.
with
I
your feet
do. I
warming up.
do. Cause I've been every time I've ever predicted an NXT show, I have been almost right on the money every single time. So
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I'm in that man's head.
Well,
I
I
know
mean,
what's going
I
on.
think you made a good decision, Sean. Good job.
But yeah, I did want Hank and Tank to win it because you know I've grown to love
Mm-hmm.
Hank and Tank. To me, they're golden retriever puppies in human form.
I see that.
Like they
Just
are DX
there's
if
some big
DX
ass
was just
golden
some good old
retrievers though.
yes.
Some big ass.
Like they're DX if DX like they're Shawn and Hunter if Shawn and Hunter were just some good old boys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You
Like
know what?
that's Hank and Tank to me. It's just Shawn and Hunter in a different font. That's all it is. But yeah, I did want them to win because I knew as soon as Fraxon loses those titles, it's a call up to the main roster, and hopefully that's what's happening. Because if I don't see Fraxium for like weeks on end, like we did with Roxanne when she lost her title, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm telling you right now. Cause yeah, once Roxanne lost the title, we didn't see her for weeks, months almost. And if that happens to Fraxium, ooh, ooh, it's gonna get spooky up in here. It's gonna get real spooky.
I
Anyway,
will say a part of me is both excited for Fraxium and nervous for the
yeah.
NXT men's tag division just
Mm-hmm.
because Fraxium like really carried them this past year.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. My like behind Fraxium, my favorite tag team in NXT right now is No Quarter Catch Crew. I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights are phenomenal.
They are.
Um, and I'd be willing to bet those are probably your next tag team champions. But we'll see. I'll have faith. Sean, don't let me down.
He usually don't, but
Don't let me down.
Hunter,
Hunter,
Hunter's on thin ice. We ain't gonna.
Hunter,
We ain't gonna tell him
Can
that.
we not?
Hunter,
Can we
Hunter,
not?
No.
Hunter.
I'm going through a really tough time
Please,
right now, Tony.
please,
Tony,
Please
I'm
don't
going
ruin
through
Fraxium. Hunter, please.
I'm going through a really tough time when it
You
comes to
grabbing at the
Hunter right
camera.
now. Like, let's just not Hunter.
Hunter on thin ice.
No, Hunter is through the damn ice right now. Actually,
I will say
Well,
the match itself, it was fun. Like, I love seeing big boys wrestle, and I know for sure, like, Ivar with those big boy classes down in the PC, Hank and Tank were front in the line, front in the class, just basking in all that knowledge. And like, I had a feeling too, like, that they would take the titles from Axiom. As much as I wanted it to be Tavion and Miles, I feel like the next best team to do so, to take it, if it wasn't going to be them, would be Hank and Tank, because they have been building them up to be of a staple of sorts within the tag team division. Like, not only did they have like the Rifle the Hardys as well, the machine guns were down there talking to them too. Street Profits. When Street Profits went down there and they pulled it over, I was like, listen, this is the perfect duo to really get Hank and Tank together and say, hey, don't try and be nobody else. Be yourself. And I treated this like Angela when he said, be who you are. That mean. Be who you are for your pride. That
you are.
Be who you
yes, that was
are
really me. Like,
for your
literally, like,
pride.
I feel like because they were building
Sometimes
up,
we all
I
thought
feel
the
like
same thing.
moving forward, they're gonna be they're gonna hold the title for probably another year, because that's the same kind of MO that they've had with like their champions thus far, like with what I've seen. Because last year Baron and Braun had it, and then Axiom and Nathan, they got it off them. They did a lot within a year for that reign. And I feel like now with them losing it to Tank, I think now we're going to see something else happen with that division. Granted, yes, it needs more work, because I get it. We don't have as much. It's like a big plateau, even still, because for Carpestra, they're always going to be there, but they're never going to actually give them the ball to have those titles, because now, like, why am I seeing that they might give Miles Bourne an individual push? Like, I feel like that's going to be something that's going to be done for them. And then after that, it's the Ryans, my favorite Ryans, y'all know, Tyson and Tyreek. Uh, and then, you know, it.
Thank God Haley ain't here because she would have repeated that.
But aside from
Haley, we
you,
love you.
you know, never mind. So,
She would have thought that was our actual team name, bro.
but basically, like, aside from like Tyson,
the Haley
Tyreek, and
strays,
then
man, the Haley
whatever they
strays.
have going on with like OTM, who we haven't really seen a lot. Like, we have like a few, like probably a handful of core groups within that division, but we don't see a lot of them at all. It's like we see them here and there. But I hope that moving forward with Hank and Tank now at the helm, I hope we do see more people step up and actually be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. But the next match was this show was really like go. We have the Women's North American Championship ladder match with Thea Hale, Zarya, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, and Izzy Dame. Your new Women's North American Champion is Sol Ruka. Congratulations.
Let's also recognize that she is also the speed champion. Yeah.
She is. I just wish they would let her come on the TV with both belts.
I don't know. That speed belt kind of ugly.
Half of the belts are ugly, Vio.
That's true. Hey. Well,
One of them in particular right now, but I'm not gonna say anything because I'm gonna get whacked to high hell if I say.
You are.
I know what it is
exactly
too.
know
I
which
feel
one
like
you're
I
talking
know
about.
what it
is.
is, but
I've
I'm
been
gonna
seeing it
slide
on
in
my
your
timeline
DMs after
today.
the show that night. I'm a I got one question. You know what? I just got one question. Is it a main roster belt? Okay, I know what it is. All right,
Yep.
because
It
I know.
wasn't it
I,
wasn't ugly before that.
anyway, so when it comes to this, I'm not finna do this with you because you really gonna get your ass beat, and I will not be a party to that.
It was.
The ladder match was amazing, guys.
Seeing the Colon
It
come
was
out and try and like
amazing.
help Izzy. I mean, we've been saying this on the main roster stuff. Keep men out of women's business because them folk, they need to be out there.
Why would a man
Dominic.
be there?
I get that they were out there solely to catch folks, and you know what? Shout out to them. But at the end of the day,
The day
The
gonna
day
end.
gotta end.
like the the other woman could have been out there to catch them.
I mean, I just want to point out Zarya can catch anybody. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. You know, like, why would a man be here? But you know what? It was still cool points.
Speaking of Zarya,
Mm-hmm.
that moment with her and Soul on the top of the ladder, and Zarya's like, no, like, don't, like, oh my god. Like, the fact that Zarya would have been a lot like Rhea, where she's just, like, cold-hearted, stone-faced, like, nothing can get to her, nothing. Soul changed that. Soul showed Zarya, like, it's okay to let the wall come down a little bit, only for Soul to go into the business for herself, knock Zarya off the ladder and get the. When I tell you, I was like gripping the fuck out of my laptop screen, being like, no, don't do it, Soul, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And she did it anyway. I'm like Zarya's gonna be crushed.
I mean,
She
like,
was on Twitter, but like, ooh.
we're the exact opposite because I was saying do it. I have agendas.
You a dead instigator. I'm not just
Okay. Okay. So I was the only one wanting them both to grab the damn title. Okay.
They can't both grab it.
I don't care, man. They could have just split that bitch in half. We didn't have to do that. We
didn't have to do this. We didn't have to do this.
We could have just had
Clarissa,
cool moment.
It's not like cool. It's not like cool.
It's not like cool.
It's not like cool.
Don't bring up like cool after the events of the Hall of Fame. Don't bring them up.
But no, like I truly I didn't expect them to just start like having it out with each other. I was like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, is somebody gonna sacrifice for the other one? And they just started having it out, and I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like
it's the first time I've seen Zarya with like genuine emotion on her face, like genuine sadness, like fear, like God knows what she was, like despair on her face when she was pleading with Soul. When Soul was going back like this, and Zarya's like, no, don't. It was a lot. It was a lot for me, but I am very happy for Soul, and I'm glad she
We won, but at what cost?
But at the same time, damn, did we have to do it like that?
hey man, that
Yeah,
flip up she did on the ladder to get back to the top just to hit what is it, the Soul Snatcher onto the other ladder.
That's gotta be my favorite finisher in the WWE right now.
It's the fact she was hanging down. First of all, upper body strength, crazy. Like, because what do you mean? You flipped your body up over and across the ladder to the other side, hit a Soul Snatcher onto the ladder to somebody else, got off, hit two more people with it at the same damn time, and still got the time. Are you a real human? Are you serious right now? Because girl, do you realize how crazy that is?
She don't.
Okay,
Soulbuka is out of this world. Ricochet likes to say you, but Soulbuka is quite literally out of this world.
Don't bring up that man.
I'm sorry, because that's what he said.
I had a ball watching that live.
He says too much.
He do.
I was so sad to see, like, Kalani did it, because like I love Kalani Jordan, like her and Soul, like are 1A 1B with me, with like how much I love them. But I was like low key feeling like, okay, I want her to probably get it again. Like that was my initial thought going into it. I'm like, let her be a 2-time NXT North American champion, like just for the plot for me. But I was so happy to see Soul get that Snow Snatcher at the end. I still think about that to this day. a lot of the women did a great job in that match. Like, for all it's worth, Izzy did amazing. Like, because we hadn't seen Izzy do a lot by herself until like she finally got into the polling. So her getting these opportunities now, glad to see her like really get in it and really go for things herself. Lola did a good job as well, I'll say, because they really put in some like the best of the best girls in this match that we don't see in the top spot as much. So I was like really excited to see what they did in this. Was like they took those little bumps, they had their moments. And Thea, my little grown woman, I love her so much.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, they like finally like she made it out the back
She's been
rooms
reviewing
because
coffee
where the hell
shops.
has
She's
she
been reviewing coffee
been?
shops when she was gone.
Giving
Like
us all
she
a
did it
panic
right.
attack. We
Because
figured she
it
picked
was
up the phone. Yeah, but I've been over here being like, oh my god, did she pick up the phone? Please don't tell me she picked up the
no,
phone.
I mean like news would have came out because they
Riley.
released Duke,
I
but then
know.
we didn't see her or
Yeah.
I'm still mad we got rid of Duke if Chase U was coming back anyhow. Like, if Chase U was back, which, yay. I'm sorry, I did not care for Chase U much to begin with. I'm so sorry. I
we
cared
ended
about the
it.
people in it
The thing was,
individually.
they ended it to try and push Ridge Holland and failed.
It didn't work. It did not work at all. But, like, I cared about the people in it individually, minus Ridge. But together it was not giving what it should have gave. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't.
I
Because why
I
would
I
you
liked it
choose
too. Like,
University
I
to
love Chase
begin with?
University for all its like
I
its
fucked with
its
it, but
cracks. Like
I
I
mean, it
enjoyed
was.
it. It's fun. Like it gets.
I mean, I enjoyed the little bits they had and stuff like that. Like, it was fun, but I didn't.
It's just it didn't get over to you as
I'm not
much.
explaining this very well at all, but, like, you know, I don't know. No, like, it was fun, but I just didn't
I feel like the
resonate
way
with
you
it.
feel about the Chase U like backstage gimmick and stuff is how
And what
I
if I leave?
feel about the D'Angelo family's backstage gimmicks. Not
Speaking
all,
of which,
not all of them, not all of them. Hold on,
Oh,
hold on, hold on. It gives me a chuckle. It does, and it is entertaining. Sometimes I'm a little taken out of it though. Sometimes I am a little bit
Where's
like
Stacks? Where's Stacks?
she chose the
Where's
goddamn
Stacks when you need
mafia.
him?
The
like
mafia. The
oh
gimmick's the mafia.
like
Stacks
because
in the
like,
desert.
he took
Speaking of which,
the desert to like
Stacks. Stacks, look at me right now. I need proof of life from Luca Cusino right now. Right now. I need proof of life.
a
Please.
scene out of a fucking Al Pacino movie. Like what y'all ever seen Casino?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Like
I'm
oh
like,
my gosh.
I need
But
proof of life from Luca right now, please. Please.
you lucky it wasn't No Quarter Catch Crew because those folks that they did and they put them in the trunk and they Clarissa don't know about that.
Enough of that. It hurt.
Speaking of the D'Angelo family, the next
That's
match on
funny.
the card is the
Yeah.
D'Angelo family versus Dark State in the 6-man tag match.
Yay!
I just would like to send a shout out to Tony really quick before we get into the match, and a very
What I do?
huge thank you
Oh,
because everybody kept saying Stacks is gonna turn. I'm not ready for this, and I was like, I don't know these people, dog. Like, who are these people? Somebody tell me who these people are. And Tony sent me a very detailed list and an easy way to know exactly who was who, and you clutch for that. So I appreciate it. That's all I had to say.
that's all.
It's the way you said, I
Oh,
gotta give a shout out to Tony, and Tony went, what I do?
like I thought. No. I meant that's all I had to say in regards to that. In regards to the actual match,
State.
I liked it. I like them folks. Dark side.
Yeah.
Is that state?
Dark
Dark
State.
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 Close.
I was
Close.
almost there. I
You
like
so
them.
close.
The D'Angelo family is cool. It is. I don't want to say this because I don't want to be offensive. Just tiny bit corny. Just tiny bit corny. Tiny bit corny.
But you was ready to beat my ass 2 seconds ago when I was.
Oh, I wasn't finna beat your ass. I was reacting because of their reactions because they were finna beat your ass, not me. You weren't. You can't. You're not gonna get
I
your ass
wasn't
beat by
gonna beat
me.
your
I
ass.
don't even know what's happening here. All I know is from the second the match started, even my boyfriend was like, "You see how he looking at him? Yeah, it's over with." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Who was looking at who? Like, what's happening here?" And he's like, "Oh, he finna turn." And I'm like, "Who
I'm
finna
sure
turn?"
the thing is, like, I'm sure you were so confused because the timeline when the D'Angelo family is out is like the most unserious thing. It goes from like,
Cook it
oh
up.
my god, oh my god, Stacks, look at me, Stacks, look at me, to I cook it a fucking pizza.
Like, y'all, the timeline was zero help. Like, he's saying stuff, and like again, even he knows I don't watch NXT. He just talking about it like, okay, hey, focus. Which one is Stacks? And he's trying to explain to me, and the explanation wasn't helping. I was like, I don't.
Literally, I got in Clarissa's comments and I was like, curly hair, this one, long hair, this one, hat, this one.
And that's what
The
I
only girl,
needed.
this one.
That's what I needed. Like, this one has on this one has on this, because the way I can't even remember what he said. He said something, and I was like, okay, but that's both of them. What are you talking about? Like, so that's when I was like, hey, somebody help me
It's a
figure out
this,
these
What he
folks.
said,
there's
dark
no
hair?
shade to you, like in your age or anything. I
No,
promise
it's
you.
very old of me.
But the reason why I locked in like that in your comments is because it's been a lifetime of explaining shit to my mother.
Hey, as you should. Because
So
look.
that's the way that I like explain stuff
Mm-hmm.
to her when she don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, my old ass definitely needed that in that moment, because I didn't know what was going on. And so I spent the first few minutes of the match trying to figure out who was who. Because like I said, like Tony said, timeline crazy. Timeline ain't
Mm-hmm.
helping me with shit. I don't know
Mm-mm.
what's happening. All I know is these folks just beating the hell out of each other, and it's good. And so then there was like one part where Tony was just standing in the corner while I think it was Stacks was getting his ass tore the fuck up. He was just standing there looking all depressed. I'm like, hey bro, you gonna help him? Like, so then I'm like, okay, well maybe it's not Stacks with Tony. It's gonna be Tony on Stacks. He just gonna abandon him. No. Um, the ending got me. The ending got me because I definitely expected him to knock his ass out with that crowbar for sure. I was like, yeah, it's over with for you, dog. No. Got a lot of low blows this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
not
Oh. Tony, I'm sorry, come back. Wait, Tony, I'm sorry, come back. Tony, come back.
Tony
Tony,
hasn't
come
fully
back. I'm
recovered
so
from the
sorry.
events of WrestleMania night one.
Hey, you know what? Look, I'm so sorry. I just,
Okay.
my
we need
bad.
to think, we need to think before we speak.
Okay, so yeah, that happened, but it does. Both teams really did an amazing job. It was really a good match. I don't really have much to say other than that because again, halfway lost through half of it, and the other half I was just like, damn, like, okay, when is turn happening? Is it now? Is it now?
I will say for
Is it now?
me,
Oh, it's
I
now.
Yeah.
every match for the night was really great afternoon because mind you, this started when I was on my first break and this ended right on my last break. Okay, but this match was really fun because like it was good to see Dark State in action again. They did. I feel like they lost a little bit of aura. Not gonna hold you because they were just there, but they did a good job. Like all four of those guys are great in ring. They sat Cutler down for a bit though. Um, and him and Adriana had a moment, but she was like, "I'm getting in this," and she attacked him. I was like, Thank God someone else is doing something to get this going. But if I'm not the guys that I knew the guys would try and keep the people. Luca is a casualty of the moment because he was nowhere to be found when the turn happened. I'm sorry.
Emphasis,
I
emphasis on
I hate
casualty.
to say it because like even on Evolve this
Shut
week they're like
up.
Luca's not there to be the lawyer, and I'm like I hate this for me. And he's supposed to be the underlord of Evolve. I can't see that man on there for a bit either. He's apparently Swipe Right's lawyer as well.
Soul's supposed to be
Um,
Chelsea's lawyer
but
for some reason.
yo,
Yeah.
he booked him busy, even not.
People, damn.
Yeah, but the match itself, it was fun. And
He,
Tony D'Angelo's
well,
always going to give a great showing. Um, and now, like, we know what's going to happen with the D'Angelo family moving forward. Like, we already have Stacks and Tony going against each other because that needs to be settled ASAP. But I'm very interested to see how Dark State moves after this as well.
Vio, did you have anything you wanted to say about the state of the D'Angelo family?
the state, Dark State against the, no, it was a very fun match to watch. Like you said, Tony's always going to put on a banger, and it is very interesting the way Dark State moves. Yeah, I am also curious to see who Dark State goes after next. If they're going after anybody, they probably are. Because there's not a lot of, I mean, they could go after No Quarter Catch Crew. I don't know why they would. They could. I'm trying to think of who else in the
Wes
faction,
and
you know.
Tyrese Tyson,
Tyler, No Quarter Catch Crew, The Culling.
those three.
Are there a lot of them? Oh, yeah. I guess. There's not a lot of, like, factions on NXT now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe I just can't think of them right now.
There's
But
a
yeah,
lot.
there's certainly possibilities. There's not a lot of possibilities, but there's certainly possibilities of who they could go after. It would be interesting to see them go after No Quarter Catch Crew though, because I think Miles and Tavion could blend really well with how the members of Dark State fight. I think that would be an interesting match to see. But yeah, overall it was a good match.
Following that 6-man tag, we had our NXT Women's Championship, and that was Stephanie Vaquer defending against Julia, Jordan Grace, and Jada Parker. Stephanie retains, thank God.
Thank God.
But how do we feel about that match?
I enjoyed it.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It was. There was. Well, okay. How do I approach this?
How do
Uh,
you say this nicely?
I feel like the hmm,
At this point,
Tony,
just
Tony,
say
I'm
it.
gonna
the
need you to
only
just
thing
say it.
the
Just
only the only thing that kept it from being like a 5-star for me was Jada Parker.
Mm,
I just felt like
well,
the gap between her and the other three was just a little bit too wide. She held her own as best as she could. The match was still great, but I feel like she was very much odd one out when it came to
oh,
the four of them. Like, why
for sure.
Jada and not any of the women who were either in that ladder match earlier or even any of the women who were on the pre-show? Like like a
Yeah.
Roxanne or something like that. Like I don't know. But either way, I did enjoy the match. I'm very happy that Stephanie retained. I want Stephanie to have, if she's not going to the main roster anytime soon, have her hold that thing for quite some time.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
the match,
So,
Yeah.
but
how did
my
y'all
if
feel?
Stephanie did retain, I wanted Jordan to take it
I thought it was.
because y'all know I'm a Jordan shooter. And at some point she's gonna get one of those titles.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping it would have been this one. If it wasn't gonna be this time, there's always another time because she's gonna be working in those shadows, those Shinsuke. But
All right. All right.
You know
You
what?
made
Wrap
the
it up,
point. Keep
dog.
going.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I don't
Let's
know what's
go.
up with Meggs tonight, but I'm done.
but basically, it was a great match. I'm excited to see who else like does go after her. If it's not Julia and Jordan, someone else who is a PC grown athlete will have a task to go against her to try to take that title. So yeah.
I just would like to say that during this match, I fell in love with one Stephanie Verker.
I cheered.
Number one, she's gorgeous. Number two, that woman is absolutely amazing in the ring. If I wasn't already in love at Stand and Deliver, Raw After Mania sealed the deal for me. And that's nothing against any of the other women because they all delivered in their own way. I really enjoyed seeing Jordan and Julia and Jada. And that's not meant to be any type of shady or anything, but I will agree that you can tell that there's a difference. I do think Jada is really good for how long she's been training. But you put her up against some of the top women outside of the WWE. And I mean, they're here now, but like these women have been top of the food chain outside of this company for years. And so to me, that was slightly unfair, but she did hold her own. So like kudos to her. But yeah, Stephanie, we locked in, love. we here. We here.
No, yet another.
I planned this.
Go ahead.
I planned this because like, man, and that blue
Yeah,
on her,
like Stephanie.
the
I
blue.
Gorgeous blue.
So the Stephanie Vaquer shirt that they have on the shop website now is, if I had it, I would show it. But it's her face here, and then it says Vaquer in like that metal font in red, because she up until recently had the same exact attire just in bright red. Now it's blue. Can ya? If somebody's out there is listening, please make that shirt in blue. Just the same exact shirt in blue, please. Blue is my favorite color.
And that exact shade of blue.
Please.
Yeah.
That shade. Because
that's an immediate add to cart.
That shade looks so good on her. It looks so good. Gear go crazy.
Absolutely.
She's insane.
The horns, the matching horns.
Booker's ad libs.
Man,
I had to.
No, you didn't.
At this point, it just tickled me because again, I've seen the clips of it, but I've never seen him do it live.
It's to the point where before she does it, she points at him.
Yeah, hey, I mean, but yeah. Either way, I really enjoyed this match. Also, I did, and now we're finna get into my favorite match of the night.
Yeah. She's so happy. Look at her.
Well, Vio, did you have anything about the match in particular that you thought?
Not anything that wasn't said already. Anything that wasn't said already. It was great. I loved it. That's all. Happy for Stephanie, and if Stephanie didn't have it, I agree with Meggs. I wanted Jordan to have it.
Yeah. So our main event was a triple threat for the NXT Championship. That is
Let Clarissa go first.
Versus
Clarissa go first.
Rick Williams versus Javon Evans. Clarissa, go ahead.
What do you mean? Y'all, I really love that match. It was so good. And like there were several times throughout the match that I was like, Javon is finna take this. He's actually going again. No build on my end, and I knew it was crazy for Oba to drop it, but like because of the way the match was playing out, there were several times where I was like, oh shit, like he just may pull this off. Like this is gonna be so crazy for him. Also, unpopular opinion, I enjoyed Trick. I really enjoyed.
To be fair, this was one of his better showings
Like,
Yeah,
as of
it
recently.
I really enjoyed him
It
in that
does.
match.
I tell you, making it out of the Ridge Holland vortex does you wonders.
is.
Like it
Yeah.
was, I feel like each one of them had them. One of the good things that I really liked about the triple threats of the entire weekend, all three of them, was that they had a lot of balance where each person had a moment where they looked really, really good and really, really strong. You got to see a full level of athleticism on display for every single competitor. Like I said, that's night one, night two, and stand and deliver. But this one being the very first of the three triple threats blew me away. Again, like I know a lot of people are on trick about his skills, and I've seen some more questionable things. This match, from just this match, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like this is bomb as fuck. Whole match. I just loved all three of them. But Javon was really the star for me. Because I guess this was his first stand and deliver main event. I don't know if it was his first stand
His
and
first
deliver
stand and
period.
deliver.
Okay,
I don't think he
because
was
I
on
think
Yeah,
last.
he hasn't been there, but like what, a year or so.
I think he
just
got
about.
called up to NXT shortly after stand and deliver last
Okay.
year.
Yes,
Um.
it was his
Yeah,
first thing.
the amount of time he's been on NXT till now, insane. I love
Mm-hmm.
him. I love him. The same way I
Mind you, that
called
boy
Dominic.
fought Randy Orton
He
Yeah.
fought Randy Orton. Do you realize how
before
much
he even turned 20, right, Meggs?
Yeah, he was
before
still
you,
19.
it's like the
Yeah.
amount of trust they have to have in you, the amount of potential they have to see in you to say, hey kid, and not again, not in a disrespectful way, just hey kid, we're gonna put you in the ring with Randy fucking Orton.
Mind you, that's Javon's whole idol.
And then even after, to see
That is
how like
Javon.
upset he was because he felt like he messed up the big moment. Like, boy, you're
You
here.
did the damn thing. I need
You
you to
did
realize
it.
that.
You're fine. But no, truthfully, like I, from start to finish, enjoyed the hell out of this match. I really truly
Oh,
did.
it's great. It's
Great
great.
match. I think this is the match that sealed the deal for me. Like I said, throughout the whole PLE, I was like, okay, this is amazing. Holy shit, Fraxium and Hank and Tank. Okay, this ladder match is crazy. Oh my god, these women, the 6-man match. But then this one came, and I said, okay, you know what? There's no way I can justify not watching NXT any longer, because this is what I want to see when I say I want to watch wrestling. If you're gonna get me up at the ass crack of dawn to watch wrestling, that's the kind of wrestling you put on for me. So loved it. Not a single note. Boys killed it. I'm a happy
Well,
camper.
as okay,
Uh-oh.
Now, for context, Meggs is probably the only like
I put him on the bench.
hardcore
He's
trick
on the
shooter
bench.
out
He's
of
not off the
He
everybody.
got
team.
off
He's
that
on the
train, I thought.
bench.
Well,
We back
briefly.
on Meggs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Meggs selects puts who
Meg
wins.
Celeste.
Y'all
That's
know
what
Okay.
I was
he
about to
annoyed
say.
me with
Okay,
that
Aisha.
last promo. But whenever, yeah, yeah, but he lived up to that shirt
Yeah.
And
on
that
this past
t-shirt. Don't forget the
episode
shirt.
because I don't know what the hell he was on. But whenever Trick is in the ring with like the right people, he's gonna give a good show, and that's what annoyed me with Trick with Ridge because I'm like that was shit. I didn't like it. It wasn't. But I knew what.
That was not a sneeze.
Oh.
I'm
That
not gonna
was
lie. I
good.
was like, I thought Tony was laughing, and then VL said bless you, and I was like, oh, okay, my bad. But no, okay, yeah, no.
When Trick's in the ring, like he
was
gives
good.
what his opponent gives him. Like he had good matches with Ethan at least. He has had good matches like on and off with like other people. Which annoyed me. And Ilya, he shined. He shined with that. Like he shined. Like
Ilya,
that brought the
mostly.
best out
Oh,
of
that
him
match we had with
in that
Ilya?
match. And ever since then, it's like what my issue has been with like his reigns, like especially the second one. Like y'all don't have no one else to give him. Like I was waiting for him to go against Wes Lee. Wes would have gave him good work, but they pinned him with Bridge, and I'm like, I hate that. But back to this actual match, him and Oba, they work really well in the ring together. They're two big guys. They both move so well for their sizes, and their own styles kind of mesh in a sense too. So whenever they're in the ring, I love it. I'm here for it because I got to see them live at New Year's Evil for that match. I had a ball with what I could see. Then when I watched it back at home, it was stellar. I enjoyed myself. And then you add in Javon, who is the high flyer, bouncy. Like add him into the equation, it's a wrecking ball of like a lot of really good things. And they really put on a great show. Like it really was one of my favorite matches of the weekend. Um, but Trick really showed like this is why they want to call him up at least because even though he's not his promos are hit or miss at times, he will show up in the ring when he needs to, and that's what he did.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, Clarissa. I was sharing your delusions in thinking that Javon was gonna get it. Mind you, I have seen the build up to this. I saw like on the Going Home show that Javon not only picked up the title, raised that thing above his head. So I knew he wasn't gonna. But a little part of me was like, "Oh, but
That
the
don't even
champion."
mean nothing anymore though.
It
Cause
don't.
like, cause
It
like,
don't.
I think they
And
caught on. They caught on to us catching on to them, and so they. I think they
because Jay
purposely.
straight up held that title and threw it at Gunther. So you know what?
That I
yeah,
think. Well, they
that
were starting to
and
throw us off. The standing
yeah,
tall thing doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore because EO was standing
cause like
tall.
that, and I've had 3 weeks of Seth Rollins standing tall, and like,
Yeah.
so I fear that don't mean anything anymore.
No, I think it's on purpose. I definitely think
Yeah.
it's more of a okay, y'all have realized
Throwing
this
you
and
off.
y'all have already started to think that that's a given. So like we're just gonna real quick. So
Yeah. But a part of me still held on to the delusion that he could, in fact, pull this off because Trick's been champion, Ova's been champion. Javon's the only one in there that hasn't held the title yet. I'm pretty sure Meggs is going to probably check me on that one. But so, like, a little part was me like, maybe they'll throw him a bone. Maybe, just maybe, Javon comes out of this on top. I was genuinely hoping that he would because I want Javon with the title. Damn it, give it to me. How long do I gotta wait? How long does he have to wait? Because that's
Yeah,
not, it ain't fair, to be completely honest with you.
and
He's,
there was a I think like 2 moments in that match where he was able to get Oba down, and like
yeah,
Trick who somebody in that match I think jumped onto the table too. Was it Trick? There was a point where Trick was incapacitated, like outside of the ring, and then
you
Javon
know,
was able to get Oba down, and I was like, "Oh, are they gonna do it?"
I was
But
hoping they would. I was really hoping they
they
would.
didn't. But I'm sure his time is coming very very soon because, like,
I
especially for his
truly hope
age,
so.
he's great.
Yeah. He's been doing so many great things at his age, and I truly hope that we get him with the title at some point, sooner rather than later, at the very least. But yeah, in regards to the match, it was great. It was great. Like Meg said, Trick is always going to give what he gets in terms of his like wrestling opponents. So yeah, he was given Oba and Javon, who are incredible in the ring. So of course, all three men were able to shine. All three of them have somewhat different wrestling styles.
Mm.
Trick and Oba are fairly similar, but like there was three
Yeah,
different wrestling styles being highlighted, and like Clarissa said, that is what I loved about the different triple threats we got tonight, because it is three very different wrestling styles being highlighted, and yeah, that's why I always enjoy triple threats because it's just triple threats and even fatal four ways because it's just different wrestling styles being showcased, and at some point somebody looks stronger than the others. But
yeah.
yeah, that match overall was great, and hopefully Javon gets a title at some point.
I'd see him if not even like a title by the end of the year at the very least. I think it's safe to say, for me, I see him potentially being your next Iron Survivor for the men.
Or that, like, just something,
Uh,
just
but
something.
yeah, it's coming soon. And I think another reason why I thought that maybe he might win it is because I don't know if anybody else would think it's too soon, but like Oba, I feel like Oba's main roster ready.
Oh, for sure.
Cause
For sure.
like, what is it a detriment to the NXT men's division right
Yes.
now? I would have said a couple of months ago, yes, but with like Javon, now Ricky is there, Ethan, um, Wes, and like their tag division. I feel like they can be okay if Oba were to go up, but I mean, if not, but like I'm super
That's gonna
excited
move
for him to get caught,
mountains.
bro.
I'll be fat.
Oba Femi and Gunther.
I'll be fat.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I oh my god, like please throw a stipulation on that bitch too, like some like a last man standing or something with those two.
Yes. Yes.
Don't say that because they didn't put him with Braun Strowman because they love to get him last man standing matches. Don't just hey.
You're right. You right.
Ask me, did I lie though? Where in that did I
No,
lie?
you didn't,
I just
unfortunately.
the Braun Strowman thing kills me because like I think was it last week Jacob Fatu had a match or something, and he came out, and I was like, we're still doing
We're
this.
still doing this.
We're
Like I
still
can't.
It's
doing
very
it.
fetch. It's very fetch.
Very
Quite
Oh
much
my
so.
fetch.
gosh.
It's crazy because Braun is now where I thought Bronson Reed would be for me. And now
I'm dying for him to
I'm
come back.
anxiously awaiting Bronson Reed's return. And I'm like, Braun, what the hell is going on here? What are we doing? So yeah, like just let's not mention big men and last man standing matches because anytime you do WWE, damn, WWE immediately goes to Braun Strowman. That shit was beating my ass for a second. But yeah, I'm just gonna.
All right.
That's all I
So,
got.
but that's that was the card for NXT Stand and Deliver. Great show, start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
The most consistent show, and it gave us pretty much everything that like you would expect a Mania to give you. It got like huge story moments like heel turns, title changes, big high stakes matches, like across the board. This was a great job, and the NXT roster and Sean and whoever else was behind it should be very proud. And also, that was probably like the best crowd the entire weekend in Vegas. I don't know what was going on, and
Yeah, I
apparently there's
agree.
like rumors they're going back soon, and I'm like, please no.
I just would like for them to stay away from that side of the coast, please and thank you.
Come back. Come back this
Go to
year.
Chicago, please. Soldier Field is. When's the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time they
Turn
went
your
to
damn head,
Chicago?
Meggs. Turn your head. Turn your head.
Hell yeah. Because you get Worlds
Like,
Hell.
Collide and Money in the
because
Bank.
yeah, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, the AAA
Again?
thing. Like,
And then,
they,
Again?
and then
you had the
Megs, I'm gonna
Netflix.
put you on blast real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on blast real quick, Megs. We
Ooh.
were watching NXT. Yes, again. Yes,
Ooh.
again. Yes,
Ooh.
again. You
Mm-hmm.
gonna get whacked every time we have to talk about this. We were
What Meggs do?
watching NXT. No, were
Mm-hmm.
we watching NXT? Yeah, we were. We were watching NXT this week. And Meg's gonna talk about some. I miss when AEW used to come over here. I was
You
like,
get
they go over
everything
here all
else.
the time.
They've been on the West Coast for like months already.
Meggs.
Exactly. That's
Meggs,
what I'm
just
saying. The greed they talked about in the Bible, that's
that's
Meg.
Meggs.
That's Meg.
This is the greed in
This
the
is-
Bible.
and then she's like,
Cause she get money in the
they had
bank,
a show in
Survivor
San
Series,
Diego,
Worlds
and
Collide, and she
I'm
gonna
like,
talk about some. I
Man.
want
I'm like,
AEW.
San Diego is in where?
So I'm just so glad San Diego got something. Bro, we want them out of California. What part of that are you not understanding? What about the rest of us, Meg?
Yeah,
Like,
she get money in
people
the
say
bank,
New York is
Survivor
bad.
Series,
Like,
Worlds Collide, and then
I
she
ain't
gonna
get
talk about some. I want
man, look.
AEW.
I just want to point out I was supposed to get WrestleMania here in 2 years. They're already saying there's an 85% chance that's no longer happening. And you want to tell me, girl, no. No, they could at least come to Nashville for something. They ain't been here since SummerSlam 2022.
Yeah.
New York ain't get a PLE and God knows what. And no, SummerSlam don't count. That's New Jersey, damn it.
It don't count. It was Jersey.
You don't. Yeah.
If it's not in
SummerSlam
New
is
York,
New
it don't
Jersey.
count.
They can do that whole New York, New Jersey thing all they want. It's not the same damn thing. Give me a PLE.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Hell. It's okay. I guess I should be happy. I get SmackDown.
I wanted to.
Yay.
Can
I-
I got WrestleMania last year, so I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, you sit there. Shh, 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 shh. You and me. Put your hand down. Put your hand down right now. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Mix.
It's the thing is, like, they keep going to, at least for, like, we could get the other PLEs, but as a Mania or a SummerSlam, we don't get it unless it's in Jersey at MetLife, because New York, like New York City, or even in like Long Island, we don't have a football like size stadium. The only stadium that New York has is up in Buffalo, which is like a
Wait, where are the
6-hour
Jets?
drive away from the city. That's where the Buffalo Bills gonna be playing. Which, I mean,
Oh,
like,
I didn't realize
too
they
bad.
both were there.
The Jets and the Giants play at MetLife in Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
One was
I
for
mean,
Buffalo.
I could swing it, I guess, but like Buffalo.
I was gonna say really quick because as someone who y'all know this is year one, this is year two, and I want to go to stuff, and yes, we got a lot, we have a lot right now. I get it. However, sometimes I just want to go and see one thing. Like I just needed one thing. I didn't think they was gonna give us a lot. To be
You're
honest,
making it worse.
I didn't think they would give. I am being grateful. I'm gonna shut up now.
Exactly. You should be grateful.
That's
The
what
urge to call you Megan right now
To
is
be
very
honest,
tempting.
the Netflix debut should have been that. That should have been
Yeah.
it.
I hope the
Because what do you mean they going back to the Inuit
Clarissa.
dome already?
Nah, man, because I had to talk to them people real quick.
I blame if
I had to make sure them folks seen Megan right
I
now.
was gonna say I blame Malcolm.
Sorry,
I blame
the spirit
Malcolm.
of Malcolm overtook me with that one. My bad. It's definitely his fault.
And I can't explain
Shouts to
myself right
Malcolm.
because I'm like, oh,
For
yeah,
all
it's
of us calling you
California,
Megan.
and they get a lot of
Megan.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry.
No, I get what you're saying, because you want certain things while you're getting the other things. Like you want.
I know
certain promotions.
I know
that.
I
get it.
It's a wealth that California has
still.
a lot of
But at the
different
same
stadiums
time.
here that they can go to. But in my mind, in my head, I thought at least okay, I was fine with us having the Monday Night Raw premiere, and then I knew Money Bank would happen. I thought that was it for California for a bit, and I'm not gonna hold you. The Survivor Series thing caught me off guard, but now I was like, oh, makes like, but in a sense, to me in my head, because they don't go to San Diego often, I would have rather they would have just did that and just gave Money Bank to somebody else.
Me. It should have been me.
The whole time I was finna say me. Now we all like,
We
hey,
all going me.
if you want to pass it up, well, actually not me, because I'll be at a wedding that day. So no, don't bring shit to Tennessee that day. No.
I want to do like all of the big four, but then like the stipulation shows. So like Money in the Bank and Chamber can get. Wait, no, Chamber is one of the big four. Money in the Bank, I want added, and then that's it.
I'm gonna just
I
call those
guess
the big five then.
I would say like Survivor Series, because when I went to Survivor Series, it wasn't War Games
Mm-hmm.
at that time. I'd like to see a War Games, but if I never go to another Survivor Series, I'm fine with the one that I went to. But
I would like us to do brand versus brand again at Survivor Series,
Yes.
and not just necessarily
Yes.
War Games, but that's just
I
me.
need
And
brand
I'm
versus
not
brand
saying do
so
away
bad.
with War Games at all. I'm just saying I miss the brand supremacy matches. Like,
yeah.
bring that back,
What
dog. But
happened to bragging rights, bro?
you know,
Oh yeah, but
mm-mm.
bragging rights. Yeah.
I
Damn,
need to see some
Like, bring
raids.
back bragging rights and
Like
put brand
the
versus brand
raids from
on it.
each brand, it was so
Something.
Or
fun to see.
something.
Like when I was like watching
Give
like
me
the
something.
because like watching the videos from like the different back and forth, I'm like, that's fun. That's really competitive. I want to see that. But now they're just mixing in people, just letting them go back and forth. I'm like, but like I want to see
You know,
NXT against SmackDown. I want to see NXT versus Raw again.
you know.
Unfortunately, you have to play 2K25 in order to see that.
Well, guess you better get on the game.
Because that's not to spoil too much. Does it matter if I talk about the My Right story? They gonna count as a spoiler or no?
I mean, you gonna say who's behind it?
No.
Good.
No, I'm gonna say it, but like that's the premise of the My Right story, is that NXT invades Raw and SmackDown to be the superior brand, or try to be the superior brand. But yeah,
So they got the idea up there. They're just not.
they just don't want to put it on TV. They say you could pay $70
I
for a
just
video game
imagine
and get what you
seeing
want,
Tony D'Angelo and the family,
but
if
we
they were
ain't giving it to you
together,
for free.
them leading a group of people from NXT up to like SmackDown. That would be funny to see. I know it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
We're gonna wrap this up now. We've covered every match on Stand and Deliver, and so
We've been
I
fucking 2 hours.
think since we're not
Yep.
really covering the week of like shows and stuff, instead of picking the favorite matches or anything like that, everybody just give your rating of the show out of 10. So VO, you can go first.
10 out of 10 for 10 delivered. 10 out of 10. There were absolutely no misses. Yes, there were some results that maybe I wasn't expecting or really didn't want, but the matches themselves, mwah, beautiful. Could not have asked for anything better.
Clarissa.
Same as Via. I have nothing to add. I have
I'll
not a
make
thing
No,
it
to
no.
3 for 3,
No
10 out of
notes. 10
10.
out of 10.
The only gripe is that they need to. I hate that it's so early in the day, but I get it because it's before night one. But I feel like at this point we need to stand deliver on its own
Well,
day. That's me.
I will be the fourth to co-sign the 10 out of 10. Um, yeah, I don't want to say I was surprised because NXT usually has a good track record with their PLEs, but this ending up being like better than both Nights of Mania, in my opinion, I was very pleasantly surprised and very happy with the angles that they did, the matches themselves, the results of the matches. So yeah, all across the board, no notes, 10 out of 10 from everybody here. And that's going to be it. Thank you for joining the B-Sides on this special WrestleMania weekend Stand and Deliver themed episode. And we will see you very soon on the OG pod to discuss the fallout of Mania as well as Raw after Mania. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for joining us. Femline out.